Hail adventurers, and welcome to SwampCraft. I'm Dasos, and today we're going to be talking about spinning, the spindle, and transmutation magic. So, when most people think about spinning yarn, they think about a spinning wheel, and we'll be looking at one later in the series, but I wanted to start things with the very basics, and what would be more basic than the tool that we've been spinning yarn on for tens of thousands of years. Spindles come in a variety of shapes and sizes and materials. This has a top whorl that is 3D printed. This has a smaller whorl that's wooden. This is a hand-painted one that I got at Distaff Day last year. And then they also come in a bottom whorl style, where the hook is on top and the weight is on the bottom. And while they have individual specialties, a lot of it boils down to personal preference because it's just what different cultures came up with in their process of inventing the same concept individually, independently from one another, or, as it spread, different cultures adapted to the materials that they had on hand. So, one thing that I really have an appreciation for in spinning is that it's given me a lot more control over my color work. I usually equate uh, crocheting with store-bought yarn to kind of like doing a paint by number, but crocheting with hand-spun yarn is more like painting with a full palette and brushes. And you have so much control. Now, this is woven, but you have so much control over where color ends up and how you're blending and you're blocking work. And we're going to be looking at how to take one of these braids and make a fractal yarn. That's kind of like this, but in that colorway in a couple episodes. So, and that really kind of gave me an appreciation for how that could work with my craft, because I've always had a love for making my own magic tools, and this kind of opened up for me the realization that I could go as deep into the process as making my own cords for cord magic. And then through my bardic grade studies, I kind of pulled from that seed thought the idea of exploring cord magic through my crochet work. And I started making my own ritual garb. And this is one of the first druidic garments I ever made, and it is extremely heavy because most spinners start off spinning very bulky yarns. This thing weighs over 8 pounds. But, it's also entirely made from my own hand spun. So that's cool. But your work improves over time also. So, like, one thing I always show whenever I'm teaching a spinning class, oh, that's not mine. Here is my first skein of hand spun. And you can see it goes with no sensibility from thick to thin. It's a mess. It looks like slubs. It's, and some people intentionally spin slub yarn, and that's cool. That has a purpose. But you can eventually work up to spinning yarn that is as thin and consistent as that. And the only difference there is time and practice and an inclination. I mean, if you don't want to spin, you're probably not going to get good at spinning. But that's where we're starting. It's also given me an appreciation for how, just to go back a step from the color, how yarn color impacts a finished product. there's a lot to be said for how your fiber selection will impact your finished yarn. And that's something that we're also going to explore in an upcoming episode, is how to um, sort of prioritize your fibers, how to explore what your priorities are in your fiber selection and how to shop accordingly. All right, so watch this space, and in the next few weeks, we're going to have episodes coming out on those topics, as well as a book recommendation episode where I'm going to cover some practical craft and magical craft applications for spinning and the spindle as a wand. Um, I'm also on Halloween. I'm sometime around noon or in the afternoon. I don't have a set time, but I'm going to be doing an Instagram live um, talk. I'm titling Spinning with the Oldies, and we're going to look at ancestor veneration practices and how spinning can work into that. Um, so yeah, y'all have a. My cats are about to kill each other, so cool. Y'all have a great week, and we'll be back with more stuff soon. Blessings.